Welcome back here to Champion Car Wash Field, where the Doc Stewarts get ready to wrap up the regular season. Game 2 of our doubleheader against the Challengers coming up in just a few moments. And as we wrap up the regular season, we get a chance to wrap up our player interviews here today. As joining us is Colton Sidwell out of North Bend, Bandon. Bandon. That's I knew it. I meant to look before. I looked at what year you're graduating. That'll be next year, but forgot to double check on that one. I just keep mixing you and Riddle up on which school's which. But there we go, Bandon. Colton. Well, welcome to the team this year. It's been great to see you out there this summer. How have you felt about the first year with Doc Stewart's?
It's been a good year. It's been fun, and I'm excited for the playoffs. I feel like if we get hot, we can really make a run at this and go all the way.
Yeah, this team has been fun to watch when they've been putting the pieces together, and you guys have definitely been competitive against some of the best teams in the state. I asked kind of this to Jalen Riddle as well. Coming from the coast, it's a commitment because this is a long way from home for you guys. What brought you to playing with the Doc Stewarts here this summer?
Kind of just the name. I've heard of the Doc Stewarts before, and I knew there's a big name there, and I knew I had to play my best, and I feel like I've done that here, and I'm excited for next year.
Yeah. If I'm not mistaken, previously you had played with the South Coues. Is that the Legion program you were with before?
Yeah, okay. It was the Single A South Coues Nooks down there. That's a good program down there. They are kind of in a rebuilding year right now. They have a lot of freshmen. They got a lot of potential down there.
Yeah. So, I know guys, as you get older, you're always looking for the competition level and trying to improve and trying to get out there and get your name out there. Was that kind of part of the decision-making process for you as you wanted to be competing at the top level here?
Yeah. I was definitely looking for some more competition and was definitely wanting to play against older guys and better competition.
Yeah. What's the process been like for you kind of getting integrated into Doc Stewart's baseball and coming from the coast? Did you know many of these guys, and how's the process been about kind of becoming one of the guys here on this team?
It's been good. I knew a few UVC guys because I played against them, and I've definitely felt like these are my brothers now, and I definitely feel like I could go to any one of them right now if I needed a place to stay.
Nice. What is the living situation? I'm hoping you're not driving back and forth every day.
No, I've had a few different places to stay. I've stayed with the Collinses a little bit, and then there's been a few different families that don't have kids on the team that I've stayed with. And,
nice. For you, I know Bandon, and I'm trying to remember this off the top of my head. I've mentioned it on the air before, but you guys came and played here and knocked UVC out of the playoffs. Am I mistaken that, or did they knock you out?
We played them in the regular season. We beat them here, and then we came here for playoffs, and they beat us and knocked us out of the playoffs.
That's what I knew. It was some combination of that there. So obviously you were familiar with playing here at Champion Car Wash Field, but getting a chance to be the home team here, what's it like playing in this stadium for you?
This is definitely one of my favorite places to play, and having it as a home field has been super exciting for me this summer.
Yeah. Those battles against UVC, those had to be pretty fun. I know that program prides itself on what it's done, but Bandon, you guys had a pretty good season out there this year. What were those matchups like for you?
They were definitely pretty fun. We've kind of had a rivalry going back ever since my freshman year. They've knocked us out of playoffs my sophomore and junior year now, and I'm super excited to play against them next year now because I know them even better.
Should make that rivalry just a little bit more fun. And I know I did a search in our system for the newspaper side of things that I do at here in town, and your name popped up on a football picture. So I know you're a football guy. You guys play Oakland this year, is that right? Or
we played them last year at Oakland, and then we'll play them this year at Bandon.
Okay. Yeah, that I saw you, I think, either making a tackle or getting tackled. I can't remember which one, but probably could have been either or.
Yeah. It was either one.
What? So obviously football. You do any other sports there?
I played basketball last year. We played Oakland, both at home there and at Oakland. Those are definitely good games.
Yeah. So whether or not you knew these guys, you at least knew of quite a few of these guys on the team this year, and so that's pretty cool. Getting ready for senior year, how excited are you to be a senior there at now? Bandon Pacific is a co-op team. Are you at Bandon High School?
We're at Bandon High School. I'm definitely excited for my senior year. I want to leave that program with a good team and a leader. I want to hand it down. There's a few different guys that it could be. and I'm just excited. I feel like we could go all the way this year.
Nice. Are you planning on doing all 3 sports again this year?
That's undecided. I know I'm playing football and I know I'm playing baseball. Basketball, I'm undecided right now.
Okay.
I kind of want to focus on getting into college during between there.
So that winter season going to be possibly use that as a chance to really get geared up for the baseball season then?
Yeah. I definitely want to have my best year on both sides, pitching and hitting.
Yeah.
I want to have my best year going out.
Yeah. You mentioned the college you're hoping to play, and I know that every guy in that dugout would love to continue a chance playing. What's kind of been that process like? Have you had any kind of conversations or looked at any places that might be a possibility for you to continue playing baseball?
Yeah, I've talked to a few coaches. It's kind of spread around. There's some Eastern Oregon guys, some guys down in California that I've been talking to, and I really just want to go somewhere where I can play at the next level.
Nice. Let's see here. I haven't had a chance to ask you. This is the first time we've gotten a chance to really do an in-depth interview here. What kind of hobbies do you have? Away from baseball, away from football, away from sports, the ones you do there at the high school level. Any hobbies you like to do that kind of fill up the rest of your time?
Yeah, I like to go hunting and fishing when I have time. There's a few ranches down in Bandon that we go out and we hunt down there, and then some ponds.
Okay, nice. I know they got great golf courses down there. I've never gotten a chance to play there. You a golfer at all? You get a chance to go out and hit the links out there?
No, my uncle works at the dunes down there, and he does not want me golfing. He says it will ruin my swing.
It's probably not a bad idea. I didn't really pick up the sport until I was done playing either. So let's not ruin anything before it's you need to hang up the spikes and head out to the links and become a retired baseball player. Colton Sidwell joining us. Colton, it's been a lot of fun to watch you out there this season. Look forward to seeing more great things for you and the team the rest of this way, and best of luck to you senior year coming up. Thanks so much for the time.
Thank you, Joey.
All right, that is Colton Sidwell joining us out of Bandon High School as we wrap up our player interviews here for 2023, and we got it done just in time. I love it when a plan comes together. We'll go ahead and take a 2-minute break as we continue on with the Roseburg Disposal pregame show for Game 2 of our doubleheader. Roseburg Disposal, let them make the run of the dump for you. Give them a call at 673-7122. Back after the break here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM at 1490 AM. Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
Find everything you need to enjoy the outdoors, at home or on the road, at Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Our garden center has what you need to create an oasis at home, from patio furniture to plants and everything in between. And whether you're barbecuing at home or tailgating at the game, we stock the best products from Yeti, Traeger, and Weber. Stop by or shop online at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
In baseball, home plate is always 60 feet 6 inches from the mound. But in life, sometimes your home plate needs to move. If you're planning to move, contact BTB Moving for help. BTB Moving is a labor-only company offering statewide services such as packing and unpacking, loading and unloading, piano moving, cleaning services, and 24-hour emergency services. BTB Moving is an affordable veteran-owned company. Call 541-315-0122 for help with your next move. BTB Moving for all your moving needs.
Getting ready for the final game of the regular season for your Roseburg Dr. Stewarts. Joey Keyran here with you. Thanks, everybody. I want to take a moment here to just say thanks to everybody that has joined us for this season of Doc Stewart's baseball, whether you watch online or listen on the radio or maybe tune in and catch the game streaming online with the audio there as well. A lot of ways to follow the action, and we appreciate everybody that has tuned in throughout the season. I know we've had some difficulties, and trust me, it feels like it's the most frustrating season of streaming the games that I've had in a long time. Felt like we had been hitting a groove on things, and for some reason just a lot of internet issues this year. Hopefully that's not a sign of things to come as the fall sports season is looming in the not-so-distant future. But we really do appreciate everybody tuning in. Hopefully it is a product that you guys can be proud of and enjoy. I know that I'm happy to do it and put a lot of work into it and hope that it comes across the way that we would like it to on the video stream and on the radio. So as we get ready for our final game of the regular season, knowing that the season as a whole has the possibility of coming to a close here in the coming week, just want to say a thank you to everybody that has tuned in and caught some of the action with us for Doc Stewart's baseball here on The Score this season. As we wrap up the regular season, again, taking a look at it, if you missed it earlier, taking a look at what the postseason has in store. So the standings in Area 4 are now set. Obviously, there's still one game left to go for the Docs and the Challengers, one game left to go for Medford and Grants Pass, who are underway down in Medford today. But the standings will not change. The Challengers are your champions here in 2023. They're the host team for the state tournament, so they do not take up one of the automatic berths out of the Area 4 standings because they're the host team, so they were getting in no matter if they finished first or last in the Area 4 standings. So the Challengers are in. That left the first, second, and third seeds up for grab. Medford will finish second. They'll get the number 1 seed for the state tournament. Docs will be the third-place team out of Area 4. They'll get the number 2 seed for the state tournament. And Klamath Falls will finish fourth. They get the 3 seed. Grants Pass will finish last. They have been eliminated from postseason contention. Doc Stewart's and Klamath Falls will both be playing in play-in games coming up on Friday in Eugene at Sweet Johnson Stadium. For Klamath Falls, I believe they are taking on the Salem Whitnell Dodgers out of Area 3 as the number 2 team out of Area 3 there. So I believe, I'm going to try and double check here real quick. Yeah, Salem Whitnell is your number 2 team out of Area 3, so it'll be Klamath Falls against the Salem Whitnell Dodgers in a 1-game play-in scenario with the winner moving on and the loser done. That'll be at 10 o'clock on Friday morning in Eugene. Doc Stewart's will play the next game as they take on the Sherwood Lobos, post 56. Now, the Lobos were the last-place team out of Area 2, but they get in as the number 4 seed out of Area 2. The Westland Lions didn't get their paperwork in time, so they were ineligible for the postseason. And the Columbia Gorge team, I've heard that they had been short on players, and so it looked like they had forfeited a couple of games down the stretch. And with that, they are not going to play in the postseason. So Sherwood, which finished last in the standings with one of their 2 wins in league play being a forfeit against the Columbia Gorge Hustlers. So with one of their 2 wins in Area 2 play, the the Sherwood Lobos finish in last place, and yet they're still getting into the postseason. So the Doc Stewarts will take them. They'll face them at 1 o'clock on Friday in a play-in game. Winner moving on to face the Area 3 champion on Saturday, which the Area 3 champion is going to be the Mid-Valley Southpaws. So that's kind of a look at the postseason picture. Medford gets in. They'll face the winner of Hillsboro and the Area 3 number 3 team, which will either be Corvallis or the Canyon Crushers. They are tied, and I'm not sure which team gets the tiebreaker there. So that'll be Medford's opponent. And the Challengers will face either the Hillsdale Merchants or the Area 3 number 4 team, which will be Corvallis or the Canyon Crushers. That'll be the 7 o'clock game on Saturday to wrap up day 1 of the tournament. All right, it's time to take a look at our Cooper's Pest Control starting lineups for Game 2 of today's doubleheader. For the Challengers out there, the Emerald Challengers will have Adam Elliott leading things off, starting in center field. followed by Brock Johnson, the shortstop, batting second. Peyton Tyner in left field will bat third. Caden Starr, the DH, will bat in the cleanup spot, followed by Eli Chris, the third baseman, batting sixth. And starting at catcher, Nate Cook. Aiden Hazen, the first baseman, will bat in the 7 position. Tyler Michael in right field, batting 8th. And Easton McDonald, the second baseman, will round out the starting 9 for head coach Kenny Niles and the Emerald Challengers. Caden Richardson will be on the mound, the DH utilized for the starting pitcher. On the rubber for the Doc Stewarts in Game 2 is going to be Tristan Ledbetter, who has really been coming on this summer as the season wears on. Ledbetter making his 5th start, his 8th appearance. He's 2-3, but he's won his last 2 games. He's got a 2.96 ERA in 27 1/3 innings. He has had 20 strikeouts and 20 walks. Ledbetter will face Adam Elliott as we start the top of the first inning, Game 1, and we're underway. Strike 1 called to Adam Elliott. Take a look at the Doc Stewart's defense here in the first inning as a pitch low, 1-1 count. Hearing music coming from somewhere, and I'm not sure where from. 1-1 pitch to Elliott. Breaking ball from Ledbetter misses low and outside. Knox Hubbard's behind the plate, the battery mate for Tristan Ledbetter. Sets up outside. The 2-1 pitch missing. 3 balls and a strike to the leadoff man. Three-1 count. Ledbetter out of his windup. Gets a strike across. Full count. 3-2 pitch. Starting things here in Game 2. Ledbetter winds and fires in. Will miss high and away for ball 4. So Ledbetter issues a walk to start things off here in the top of the first inning.
The next batter, number 3, Brock Johnson.
Brock Johnson, the shortstop, bats with 1 on and nobody out. First pitch in the dirt for ball 1 for Johnson. So Hubbard behind the plate, Evan Martin at first base, Logan Anderson at second. On the left side of the diamond, Daniel Withers at third. And Brooks Avery at short. Get you the outfield from left to right in just a moment. 1-1 pitch for Johnson is in for a strike from Ledbetter. In left field, Sebastian Watson, Carson Dunn in center. And in right field is Cade Johnson. Runner going, a 1-2 pitch, strike 3, throw him out, strike him out. No, the ball gets away to center field. In safely will be Adam Elliott. With 1 away, he gets the second. Brock Johnson goes down looking with the strikeout. First strikeout for Tristan Ledbetter in the ball game. Strikeouts brought to you by MSK True Value and Building Supply. Strikeouts are brought to you by Mountain Mike's Pizza. That is a Mountain Mike's Pizza strikeout. Don't swing and miss with dinner tonight. If you're hungry like I might be, you might consider Mountain Mike's Pizza. First pitch outside to the lefty, Peyton Tyner, with 1 out and a man in scoring position. The 1-0 is high and away. Tristan Ledbetter out of Douglas High School, junior season this last spring. Back for his senior year, really impressed with the development that he's made throughout the summer. Looking forward to seeing what he has in store. (2-0) count. And I think they finally are realizing. I think the music is still playing. So they're working on getting that turned off. Everybody realized what was going on except for the folks up here. So we're back to action, a 2-0 count for Peyton Tyner. Back pick to second base. Not going to be there on the spin move. The jump spin back to second for Ledbetter, just behind the runner. Avery covering the bag behind Adam Elliott out that way. One away, a man at second. Ball popped up towards the parking lot for strike one for Tyner, the left fielder, left-handed batter. Lineup looks fairly similar for the Challengers as we ran through that. That's your Cooper's Pest Control starting lineup for the Emerald Challengers. Cooper's Pest Control, your locally owned bug assassins. Great low rates. Give them a call at 673-0363. Pitch bounced in, backhanded at the plate by Knox Hubbard. Holds the runner out at second as he snagged that one up off the turf. 3-1 count for Ledbetter with a man at second. He kicks and fires. Line drive shot into center field. Caught by Dunn. Dunn will throw in. It's cut off by Martin at the mound. A single for Peyton Tyner. Gets around on the pitch over the plate, and he squared that one up. Send a line drive to center field. Up to third base goes Adam Elliott. Runners on the corners with one away. Caden Starr, the DH, will bat. He had 2 hits in game 1. Starr had a bounding ball single down the third base line in his first at-bat in the opener. Had an RBI single in the 6th inning. In between that, he had a pair of strikeouts. First pitch, strike one. 0-1 count for Tristan Ledbetter, trying to get the Docs through this first inning. See if the Docs can get a win here to wrap up the regular season. 0-1 pitch, runner going, throw down to second base. Scooped up by Brooks Avery, and he will hold the runner at third as in safely goes Peyton Tyner. Tyner steals second and puts runners at second and third with one out. A 1-1 count at the plate for Caden Starr. That ball was short of second on the throw by Knox Hubbard as the ball fouled first base side out of play. Nice job out at shortstop by Brooks Avery to scoop that one up, coming running in towards the bag and in front of it. Able to stay with it and scoop that ball up, make sure it doesn't get by, and then make sure the runner doesn't move from third. A 1-2 pitch, another one fouled away for Starr, the cleanup hitter. One-two count with one down. Ledbetter breaking ball for strike three. Gets another strikeout looking. 2 down as Caden Starr will be retired and heads back to the dugout. Eli Christ, the third baseman, will stand in with a runner at second and third and 2 away. A scoreless ball game so far. Another Mountain Mike's Pizza strikeout for Tristan Ledbetter. His breaking ball, good movement on that pitch, had the hitter Eli Christ frozen. Eli Christ starting at third base once again. I think he's been at third base every game so far. As a ball in the dirt, knocked down by Hubbard. Eli Christ starting at third in the first game of the doubleheader yesterday, second game, and both games here today. So he's been the staple at the hot corner for the Challengers. Another breaking ball from Ledbetter, missing high. 2-1 count. Ledbetter needing one more out to get through things in the first, trying to strand 2 runners in scoring position for the Challengers. Swing and a miss out in front of the breaking ball, down low, 2-2 count. So Ledbetter 1 strike away from doing it. It's been a heavy dose of the breaking ball to Eli Christ at the moment. I'm thinking try to challenge something up in the zone with a fastball. That's what I'm thinking. Or maybe go to the changeup high. Well, they'll bury a breaking ball outside in the left-handed batter's box. And the count goes full to Eli Christ with Nate Cook waiting on deck. Out at third base, Adam Elliott after a leadoff walk. Peyton Tyner at second after a single. 3-2 pitch from Ledbetter is high and inside for ball 4. That's the pitch I would have liked to have seen on the 2-2 delivery. or at least somewhere close to that. So a 2-out walk issued to Eli Chris, loads up the bases, and Nate Cook will try to see if they can take advantage. Cook, the catcher, will shed the gear and hustles up to the plate. Kicks around some of the black rubber pellets and will step into the box. Ledbetter trying to get through the first. His first pitch misses high for ball 1. Ledbetter's been changing things up. He's had the breaking ball, the changeup there, and the fastball. 3-pitch mix so far here in this first inning. 1-0 delivery to Cook. Breaking ball hits the outside corner to even things up. 1-1 count. Today's game brought to you by DC Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop. 1-1 delivery. That ball fouled right side and out of play, just beyond the grandstands, just a bit short of the Newell family hitting facility. Season wrapping up at this facility. We'll likely still see plenty of action here over the coming months. It's a 1-2 pitch by Ledbetter, misses high and inside. 2-2 count. Have practices going on and probably some workouts for guys that are in the area that are done with their games. But then fall ball will be coming up for UCC. As a 2-2 pitch swung on and missed, and Nate Cook goes down, and Tristan Ledbetter will strike out the side. He gets 3 punch outs here in the first. He does walk 2 and gives up a hit, but he does not give up a run. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 3 men left on base for the Challengers. Doc Stewart's coming up to bat in the bottom of the first. We're a half into the ball game on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Deciding where to purchase your next vehicle is just as important as the vehicle itself. At Roseburg Honda, our seasoned staff is dedicated to matching you with the right car. From sales to service, our goal is to make sure all of your needs are met, and you leave our dealership feeling good every time you visit. No need to waste your valuable time driving up and down the freeway when the ultimate car buying experience is right here at home. Roseburg Honda. We treat you like family.
Find everything you need to enjoy the outdoors at home or on the road at Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Our garden center has what you need to create an oasis at home, from patio furniture to plants and everything in between. And whether you're barbecuing at home or tailgating at the game, we stock the best products from Yeti, Traeger, and Weber. Stop by or shop online at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
Bottom of the first inning, taking a look at your Cooper's Pest Control starting lineup for the Roseburg Dr. Stewarts and head coach Eric Savage. Final game of the regular season will have Brooks Avery leading things off, starting at shortstop. Center fielder Carson Dunn bats second. Cade Johnson in right field will bat third, followed by Daniel Withers, the third baseman, batting cleanup. At first base, batting fifth, Evan Martin. Logan Anderson, the second baseman, will bat sixth. Hitting as the DH, Jace Johnson will bat seventh. Batting for starting pitcher Tristan Ledbetter. The catcher Knox Hubbard will bat eighth, and Sebastian Watson in left field will round out the starting 9. They'll face off against Caden Richardson for the Emerald Challengers. Richardson out of Pleasant Hill High School, class of 2024, a first-team All-State pitcher for the Challengers. And for the Pleasant Hill Billies, he will face Brooks Avery, who went hitless in Game 1. Cooper's Pest Control, your locally owned bug assassins. Call them at 673-0363. Outside, ball 1 as we start the bottom of the first in a scoreless ball game. Game 2, Doc's looking to try and split the 4-game series against the Challengers, splitting yesterday in Eugene and trying to get at least 1 out of 2 here in Roseburg tonight. Foul ball for Avery, a 1-1 count. Avery, I think, walking off maybe a little bit of a twisted ankle there on that last pitch. He will now dig back into the box with a 1-1 count. They play him as a pull hitter as Avery will pop one up. He's been in the air a lot here in his last couple of games. This one, trouble out in center field, trying to get there and able to. Adam Elliott will run that one down. Got a long way to go and had to chase that ball a little bit. In the air, got caught in the swirling winds here at Champion Car Wash Field, and that ball did not carry by much. Elliott able to run it down for the first out. Carson Dunn will bat, the center fielder. Squares to bunt. He'll take strike one. Shadows starting to creep across the diamond here at Champion Car Wash Field as we make our way towards sunset. 76 degrees as we start game two. Pitch outside, 1-1 for Carson Dunn. On the mound, Caden Richardson. Strike called, and Dunn will have a 1-2 count with one out, nobody on base here in the first inning. Ground ball up the middle. Carson Dunn will sneak it through. Easton McDonald playing up the middle. They really do shift around their defense quite a bit for the Challengers to try and get guys in the right spot based on the spray charts. And that time it almost got Easton McDonald to the baseball in time, but it was just out of his reach as Carson Dunn will knock one through the middle. For Carson Dunn, he's now got a 7-game hit streak going. In his last 7 games, he has recorded a hit. Cade Johnson, the right fielder, will bat with one on, one away. Takes high. That was the first hit of the ballgame for the Doc Stewarts. Every first hit for the Docs is presented by MSK True Value. Make sure you don't swing and miss with your summer projects. Make it a hit with MSK True Value and Building Supply in Myrtle Creek and Tri-City. 1-0 pitch for Johnson. Cade will take a strike. Runner going, throw to second. Not going to get the tag down in time for Brock Johnson. Carson Dunn will steal second. The throw, if the throw had not short hopped into Johnson, might have been able to get Carson Dunn, but Johnson had to take it on the hop, which brought his glove up. He had to slap it back down, and by the time he did, Dunn had his hands on the bag for the stolen base. 1-1 pitch to Cade Johnson is outside, 2-1 count. For Carson Dunn, his first stolen base in tonight's doubleheader, that will put him at 28. Don't think he's going to hit the record for the season, but it sure would be cool to see him get 30 plus. 2-1 pitch is high for a 3-1 count. But I'll believe Nate Cook behind the plate for the Challengers. I was doing some research on the team today before the games got going. I think he was one of the leaders in the state in pickoffs for a catcher. It's a ground ball left side. Cade Johnson sneaks it through. They're going to put the brakes on for Carson Dunn, and they're going to call interference. Yes, interference called on the Challengers by the shortstop in the way of Carson Dunn, who was trying to go into third. I was wondering, Dunn went into third base awkwardly and is going to get a interference call. Out of the dugout comes Coach Kenny Niles for the Challengers to have a conversation about the call. Interference granting Carson Dunn an extra 90 feet and giving the Doc Stewarts a 1-0 lead. It's a two-man crew for the Doc Stewart, or for the umpires here tonight, here at Champion Car Wash Field. Kenny Niles making his case, but not going to get any sort of overturn on the call. Back to the dugout will go Niles. So interference call. Doc Stewarts will score a run. Cade Johnson remains at first. Only the affected player gets the extra base. So Cade Johnson, not an RBI, but he picks up a base hit. Docs with 2 hits here in the first inning take a 1-0 lead. Now remember, they did lead 1-0 in the first inning of game 1 and ended up losing 10-1. First pitch swinging, Daniel Withers has the hot bat on the roster right now for the Doc Stewarts. Withers fouls off the first pitch. He had 3 doubles in game 1. You heard that right. 3 doubles for Daniel Withers, 2 to left field and 1 to right field. So they play him sort of straight up. He got handcuffed on that one, dribbles it back to the mound, thought about going to second. Did starting pitcher Caden Richardson, but the shortstop, Brock Johnson, came charging in to back up the pitcher in case that ball got by him and dribbled to short. So Johnson out of position to try and field the ball at second, and the second baseman, Easton McDonald, wasn't there in time, so Richardson makes the only play he can. He gets the out at first as Withers out for the first time tonight. 2 away. It did move Cade Johnson to second base. First pitch missing high to Evan Martin for ball 1. Evan Martin in game 1 only got 1 at-bat, flew out to right field before they had to make a pitching change and the DH came out of the contest. Evan Martin takes high for a 2-0 count. Evan Martin came into today's action against the Challengers. He had hit safely in his last 4 games, but only got 1 chance in game 1, so that streak comes to an end. Doc's had quite a few hit streaks come to an end in game 1. 2-0 count for Evan Martin, and a pickoff throw to second. Not going to be there in time as Cade Johnson back to the bag, standing up. Gets his foot on the edge of the bag. Now, bases in American Legion Baseball still the same size as they've always, well, I don't know about always, but as they've been for as long as I've known them. Major League Baseball, of course, expanding the size of the bags to make life interesting as a pitch in for a strike to Evan Martin, helping lead to greater numbers of stolen bases, a little bit more activity on the bases in Major League Baseball, but Legion Baseball, they're still the standard size as they have been for years. 2-1 pitch to Martin, swings through, big cut out of the Doc Stewart's first baseman, and it's a 2-2 count for Caden Richardson. Doc's with 1 run in so far on an interference call. 2-2 count to Evan Martin. Looking for the final out here. Richardson delivers. That ball popped up right side, tailing foul. Long run for Michael out there into foul territory. Won't get there in time. That ball bouncing in the bullpen for the Challengers and then out of the ballpark. So everybody back to their positions. Cade Johnson had made it all the way home. He will trot back out to second base. And Evan Martin had rounded first, and he will have to circle back to home. And the right fielder, Tyler Michael, a long walk back to his position in right field. Right field still the Sun field. Same with first base and second base here at Champion Car Wash Field as the sun is making its way towards the horizon. So it can be a little bit difficult dealing with some of the balls in the air out that direction at this time of night. 2-2 count again for Martin. They pick off throw to second base. Diving back in goes Cade Johnson. Johnson with a single down the third base side. Got him on base. Moved to second base on the ground out by Daniel Withers. 2-2 again. Martin gets underneath the ball out to center field. Adam Elliott, though, just a few steps back to get underneath that ball as it goes to straightaway center. And he will make the catch to retire the side. Doc Stewart's get 1 run in on 2 hits. There was 1 man left on base, and what I want to look up is whether an interference call is considered an error. I'm not 100% sure on the ruling on that one, but the Doc Stewarts take a 1-0 lead as we go to the top of the second on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
Brook Communications radio stations have joined forces with the News Review and Lotus Web Services, announcing the Lotus Media Group, a multimedia enterprise. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen with Lotus Media Group, LLC.
First batter for the Emerald Overhead Door Challengers to lead off the top of the second inning, number 11, Aiden Hazen.
Top of the second inning, Doc Stewart's lead at 1-0 as we begin the top of the second. It'll be the 7, 8, 9 hitters due up against Tristan Ledbetter. Aiden Hazen is the leadoff man, the starting first baseman. Ledbetter's first pitch, breaking ball, will bounce outside for a 1-0 count. Still breezy out there. Shadows starting to cast across the diamond. The lights will probably be flickering on here momentarily at Champion Car Wash Field. 2-0 count for Tristan Ledbetter. Line drive, left side, drops in. Second hit of the game for the Challengers. Out to Sebastian Watson in left field. Hazen will pick up a single to lead things off in the second. Peyton Tyner with a single in the first. Hazen with a single here in the second. Tristan Ledbetter had 3 strikeouts in the first inning and 2 walks as he pitched out of a bases-loaded jam. Tyler Michael, the right fielder and 8 hitter, will stand in with 1 on and 1 away. Pitch inside for a 1-0 count. Tristan Ledbetter trying to protect a 1-run lead for the Doc Stewarts, much like Colton Sidwell did in Game 1. Unfortunately, it escaped him in the second inning against the Challengers. A pitch in for a strike. 1-1 count for Michael. The 1-1 pitch, bunting. It goes third base side, fielded by Ledbetter. Will throw it over to Martin at first. Sack bunt executed well by Tyler Michael, but also by the Doc Stewart's defense. Michael tried to sneak that one in on him and almost got the Docs off guard, but off the mound, Tristan Ledbetter does a nice job of recovering after his follow-through, tracks down the baseball, makes an accurate throw to Evan Martin at first, and so the sack bunt is the first out here in the second inning. Aiden Hazen moves to second base. Pitch inside, goes all the way to the backstop. And a wild, actually that'll be a pass ball. We'll put Aiden Hazen at third. As the 9-hitter Easton McDonald, the lefty, will have a 1-0 count as he digs back in. Game-tying run now at third. The 1-0 pitch, swung on and missed by McDonald. Tristan Ledbetter. Ground ball, first base side, foul. Evan Martin charging in on that one. Doc Stewart's leading here in Game 2 of our doubleheader. Foul ball back to the net for Easton McDonald. Stays. McDonald stays alive in the at-bat with the 2 strikes against him. Swings and misses. Big strikeout there for Tristan Ledbetter. And there's 2 down. That'll ease a little bit of the pressure for the Doc Stewarts as the lineup goes back to the top for Adam Elliott, who walked in the first inning with a man at third base. The Docs are now 1 out away from getting through the top of the second inning and hanging on to that 1-0 lead. Elliott will take, and that ball bounces but does not get away from Knox Hubbard enough. Back to third base will go Hazen. A 1-0 pitch for Adam Elliott. Ledbetter kicks and fires out of the stretch. That ball lifted to center. Coming in, Carson Dunn casually makes the catch to retire the side. And a leadoff single and a man at third does not result in anything for the Challengers here in the top of the second. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left on. Still a 1-0 lead for the Doc Stewarts in game 2 as we go to the bottom of the second on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
At Douglas County Farmers Co-op, we want your four-legged friends to be healthy and happy. That's why we stock a carefully curated selection of pet, equine, and livestock supplies. From the premium foods your pets crave to grooming and show supplies that help you shine in the show ring, you'll find it at Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Our knowledgeable staff are here to help with those tough pet and livestock care questions. Stop by or shop at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
In baseball, home plate is always 60 feet 6 inches from the mound. But in life, sometimes your home plate needs to move. If you're planning to move, contact BTB Moving for help. BTB Moving is a labor-only company offering statewide services such as packing and unpacking, loading and unloading, piano moving, cleaning services, and 24-hour emergency services. BTB Moving is an affordable veteran-owned company. Call 541-315-0122 for help with your next move. BTB Moving for all your moving needs.
Going to the bottom of the second inning, Doc Stewart's leading 1-0 over the Emerald Challengers in our regular season finale. Before we get things started, let's go ahead and pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Doc Stewart's Baseball on the Score. First pitch of the bottom of the second is called for strike 1 to Logan Anderson. As Caden Richardson on the mound fires in a breaking ball for strike 2. Well, game 2 of that doubleheader wrapping up the league season for Medford and Grants Pass. The Mustangs leading 4-1 after 3 innings over the Nuggets in that one. 0-2 pitch. Anderson fights it off. Flares one towards right field, but going back, Easton McDonald, the second baseman, is there for the catch, 1 away. Logan Anderson had an 8-game hit streak going into game 1 come to an end as he went 0 for 3, now 0 for 4 on the night. I don't know exactly. I didn't get a chance to go through the whole season, but I would imagine an 8-game hit streak is probably one of the longest on the year for the Doc Stewarts. Carson Dunn with a single in the first inning now has a 7-game hit streak, so he is closing in on that territory. Jace Johnson, who hasn't had a lot of at-bats this season. We talked to him yesterday in Eugene for our player interview. He's been dealing with a shoulder injury and just been trying to find some consistency and the availability to be in the lineup. He's DHing here in this one. He's got a 1-1 count from Caden Richardson. He'll take inside as that ball off the glove for Nate Cook. Jace Johnson was telling us yesterday he was selected for the East-West Shrine football game, but unfortunately won't really get a chance to play in it because of his shoulder injury. Going to try to make sure he continues to heal up as he hopes to be on a college roster somewhere next year. Foul ball heads towards the dugout for the Challengers as they make the grabs over there. 2-2 count. Lights starting to flicker on here at Champion Car Wash Field. The 2-2 pitch in for a strike is Caden Richardson. Pirouettes on the mound on his plant foot. Got kind of lost his traction control with his cleats on the turf and did about a 360 as Jace Johnson watches the pitch go by for strike 3. First strikeout in the game for Caden Richardson, 2 away. Knox Hubbard will bat. Knox Hubbard unfortunately had a lengthy streak come to an end in game 1 as he fouls one off first base side. Knox Hubbard had reached safely in every game he had played on this season. That's 21 games that he had been able to get on base one way or the other, whether it be walk or a hit. And Knox did not get on base in game 1 as he belts one into center field. Long run out there for Elliott. Keeps charging in, but he will get underneath it and makes the catch for the final out here in the second. Doc Stewart's unable to grow the lead. They are still on top 1-0. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. 1-0 our score going to the top of the third here on 541radio.com and on the score. 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
To us, pizza the way it ought to be isn't just our slogan. It's our promise and our passion to give you the best dining experience and the best tasting pizza you expect. For over 40 years, we've been making pizza the way it ought to be. Handmade with the freshest and finest ingredients. Our dough is made fresh daily, and we use 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings edge to edge. There's pizza, and then there's Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be.
My wife and I moved to Oregon to raise a family, set our roots, and to have a lot of fun outdoors. We quickly realized that we needed a truck or a rig for the projects that we were doing in our backyard. When we were looking to find a place to finance our truck, we asked our patients, and everyone recommended Cascade Community Credit Union. It was so easy to work with Cascade. Everything was done via email, phone, and we didn't even need to go in. I can't wait to finish up the projects in the backyard, go on more adventures in our truck with our boys, and I look forward to working with Cascade again in the future.
First batter for the Challengers to lead off the top of the third inning, number 3.
Going to the top of the third inning, Doc Stewart's leading this one 1-0. Tristan Ledbetter will face the 2-3-4 hitters. Brock Johnson in to start things off. Shadows now starting to cast across most of the diamond here at Champion Car Wash Field. We're hitting that twilight hour. A 1-0 count for Brock Johnson, who struck out looking his first time against Tristan Ledbetter. Ledbetter missing low for a 2-0 count. Challengers have gotten the leadoff runner on base in both the first and second innings. Breaking ball missing outside. 3-0. The count for Johnson. Ledbetter will try to get back into the at-bat with a 3-0 pitch coming up. He does catch the inside corner for a strike. Don't know if it's a method to try and kind of disrupt the hitter's concentration, but Hubbard was setting up outside. That pitch came inside. A ball over the plate, lifted to center field. Carson Dunn will run underneath it. Brock Johnson was ahead 3-0, and that at-bat ends up flying out to center field, 1 away.
The next batter, number 6, Peyton Tyner.
Brings up Peyton Tyner, who is 1 for 1 in the game. He had the first hit of the ball game with a single to center field back in the first inning. The lefty will dig in. Breaking ball hits the top of the zone for a strike. Tonight's game brought to you by Chuck Swarman Family Auto Repair. Are you ready to go where life takes you? 0-1 pitch, fouled up and over the backstop. Peyton Tyner kind of got discombobulated on that swing. He was out leaning on the breaking ball, just was able to get the barrel on it and fouled it back over the backstop. He does it again, fights off the outside pitch, stays alive with the 0-2 count. O2 delivery outside in the dirt for Ledbetter. 1-0 lead here in the top of the third inning. A 1-2 pitch out towards left field for Tyner. And Sebastian Watson there for the catch. 2 away, Caden Starr will stand in, and he is 0 for 1 with a strikeout looking in the first. They're announcing the concession stand coming to a close. Their season wrapping up as well. Thanks to Umpqua Community College for handling the concession stand duties for another season here at Champion Car Wash Field. They stepped up to take that role. And, you know, it'd be a darn shame if we didn't have one at all. And so really appreciate that they stepped in and took that role over. Breaking ball misses outside for Ledbetter. He's got a 1-1 count against Caden Starr, who took the first pitch for strike 1. Out of the windup for Ledbetter. Ground ball up the middle. Brooks Avery waits. Will deliver to first base for a 1-2-3 inning. Ledbetter gets them through the third inning. Still a 1-0 lead for the Docs. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on. We go to the bottom of the third. Docs leading 1-0 over the Challengers on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
Headed to the bottom of the third inning, game 2 of our doubleheader. Doc Stewart's leading 1-0 against the Emerald Challengers out of the Eugene Springfield area, your host team for the AAA state tournament here this season. They will have one more game against the Crushers to wrap up their regular season, a non-leaguer, before they start preparing to host the state tournament. First pitch, strike one to Sebastian Watson, the 9-hitter, up to lead things off for the Doc Stewarts here in the third inning against Caden Richardson. Richardson's 0-1 pitch is going to bean Sebastian Watson. He'll get the trip down to first. First hit batter for Richardson on the night. And for the Challengers, that is the first hit batter that they have issued since game 1 of the series yesterday. In the 6th inning, Carter Green hit Daniel Withers with a pitch. So just 2 hit batters in this series for the Challengers pitching staff. Watson on at first, top of the order up here. Brooks Avery looking to bunt, takes a pitch outside as it bounces in. Brooks Avery scrapping a bit to finish out the regular season at the plate. He was hitting really, really well, but was 0 for 3 in game 1. Had 1 hit in game 2 yesterday and was hitless in game 1 as a pickoff throw to first. Watson back in safely. 1-0 pitch here from Richardson. Squaring to bunt again. Push it first base side. That ball will carry foul. Brooks Avery a 1-1 count with nobody out and Sebastian Watson at first. Both teams with a pair of hits so far in this one. Docs had 2 hits in the first. The Challengers have had a hit in the first and in the second. Richardson on the mound. And that's a balk call. Richardson stepped off and didn't throw to first base. So up to second base will go Sebastian Watson with the balk call. The Docs will get the man in scoring position without having to lay down the sacrifice bunt. What happened there, Richardson stepped off the mound to throw to first base, but the first baseman, Aiden Hazen, was crashing in on the play, expecting the sacrifice bunt, so there was nobody at first to throw to. And so Sebastian Watson gets the second base on the balk. Brooks Avery at the plate with a 1-1 count after a quick meeting out to the mound for Nate Cook to talk with Richardson. Brooks Avery meeting with the coaches to try and draw up a game plan here on a 1-1 pitch. Nobody out and a man at second. Do they continue to try and bunt the runner over? Defense playing in a bit on the infield here. He does square to bunt. The pitch is in the dirt again by Richardson. 2-1 count. Brooks Avery trying to come up with a hit here, not only to help his own cause by getting a hit and getting off the schneid a little bit, but also looking to try and get the Docs a run and extend a 1-0 lead. Sebastian Watson at second, square to bunt. Avery will foul at third base side, can't get it to stay fair, and it's a 2-2 count for Brooks Avery. Looking to swing away now with 2 strikes against him. They will cover second base with Easton McDonald, the second baseman, holding on Watson, expecting Avery to be a pull hitter. They shift over Brock Johnson a bit towards third, the shortstop. 2-2 pitch, misses inside to take it to a full count. That breaking ball from Caden Richardson, that was close enough. I thought it could have been strike 3. Avery saw it and let it go by. He'll flare one right side. That's going to drop in for a hit. Rolls into right field. Michael will get it. Heading for home comes Sebastian Watson, standing up. RBI single for Brooks Avery, who gets off the schneid. Coming in to score from second base is Sebastian Watson, and the Doc Stewarts lead at 2-0. Brooks Avery coming through with a clutch hit to right field. Fought off the outside pitch with 2 strikes and just did what a good hitter will do. Sat on the breaking ball, drove it opposite field. Brings up Carson Dunn, who is 1 for 1 in the game with a run scored. Takes for ball 1. Carson scoring after interference was called as he was running to third base, so he was awarded the extra 90 feet. Richardson delivers, gets him out in front, a swing and a miss. Done with a 1-1 count. Richardson out of the stretch with a man at first. Delivers a breaking ball for a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Richardson checking first briefly. With Avery out there, he might look to take off here. He does. Pitch hit in the air out towards left field pretty well. Tyner tracking it towards the foul line will make the catch in foul territory. And back to first will go Brooks Avery. Dunn got around on that ball, lifting it high towards left field, but just a little bit too high on the launch angle. Carson Dunn flies out for the first out. Peyton Tyner running underneath that one.
Cade Johnson.
It'll bring up Cade Johnson, the first baseman. Johnson had the single down the left field side. His last time up, he takes a breaking ball on the inside corner, dropping right in for Richardson. Johnson, his ground ball got past the diving third baseman Eli Christ, who plays over a couple of steps away from the line. Pickoff throw to first, got him. 2 away, and on the mound, Caden Richardson. He knew the right time to throw to first. Out there, Brooks Avery was looking to try and steal, and he got caught leaning the wrong direction. 2 down, bases empty. Cade Johnson swings and misses on a breaking ball for strike 2. So the base is empty, 2 away. Docs with 1 run in so far here in the third, but Caden Richardson with a slick pickoff move to get Brooks Avery. 0-2 pitch, fouled right side, out of play. Avery had tried to steal earlier, but that was on the ball, hit the left field by Carson Dunn, so he had to race back to first. He was looking to try and go on that last, before that last 0-2 pitch, and just got caught leaning the wrong direction. 0-2, ground ball, goes towards second, backhanded by McDonald, who fires to Aiden Hazen at first to get Cade Johnson for the final out here in the third. 1 run comes in, though, on 1 hit. No errors for the Challengers, and no runners left on base for the Doc Stewarts. It's 2-0. Docs leading the Emerald Challengers on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
First batter for the Challengers, number 18, Eli Christ.
Eli Christ will lead things off for the Challengers as we begin the top of the fourth inning. Docs leading 2-0 here on the score. Today's game brought to you by Fisher's Hearth and Home, serving Douglas County for over 30 years with the largest selection of wood, gas, pellet, and electric stoves and fireplaces. Ball launched left field side. It'll one hop out of the stadium in foul territory, and it'll only be a long strike for Eli Christ, who comes back to the plate, a 1-1 count. Christ walked in the first inning, was stranded at first base. Docs with a run in the first, one in the third, leading this one 2-0. Ledbetter's 1-1 pitch, called strike two. On the mound, Ledbetter winds and fires, gets a swing and a miss out of Christ. He'll head on down to first, but Knox Hubbard rifles it down there to Evan Martin for the putout. And for Tristan Ledbetter, that is strikeout number 5 on the night against the Challengers, one away to start things here in the fourth inning. Nate Cook will bat. Docs Baseball brought to you by Cascade Community Credit Union, belong to Douglas County. First pitch of the at-bat, a fastball on the outside corner. Strike one to Nate Cook, who's 0 for 1 in the game, a strikeout swinging in the first. The 0-1 pitch fouled off on the breaking ball. Pretty much only a sliver of sunshine out in deep center field, and it's fading fast here on this Monday night in the Umpqua Basin. Really feels like it should be a Saturday, but it's a Monday night. 0-2 pitch, reaching for it, goes off the mound, fielded by Avery, who will send it to first. Martin there, 2 down. That ball got a little propulsion off the mound, launched it out to shortstop, where Brooks Avery, that kind of helped him just field that one in a routine motion. It's kind of nice when they bounce up a little bit. You don't have to bend over quite as far to get to the ground balls, and Avery gets a nice smooth delivery over to first base for the second out. Breaking ball outside to Aiden Hazen, who had a single in the second. He bats with 2 outs and nobody on. 74 degrees here in the top of the fourth inning in Roseburg. 2-0 count as Ledbetter misses in the dirt. Docs will have Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday off before they're back to action on Friday in the play-in round up in Eugene, hoping to win and advance to the state tournament. Ball belted right side, goes out to Cade Johnson in right field. He squeezes it. That's another 1-2-3 inning for Tristan Ledbetter. And the Doc Stewart's pitcher has now retired 9 straight batters after he gave a leadoff single in the second. He has gotten the Challengers in order ever since. It remains a 2-0 lead for the Doc Stewarts going to the bottom of the fourth here on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Deciding where to purchase your next vehicle is just as important as the vehicle itself. At Roseburg Honda, our seasoned staff is dedicated to matching you with the right car. From sales to service, our goal is to make sure all of your needs are met, and you leave our dealership feeling good every time you visit. No need to waste your valuable time driving up and down the freeway when the ultimate car buying experience is right here at home. Roseburg Honda. We treat you like family.
Find everything you need to enjoy the outdoors at home or on the road at Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Our garden center has what you need to create an oasis at home, from patio furniture to plants and everything in between. And whether you're barbecuing at home or tailgating at the game, we stock the best products from Yeti, Traeger, and Weber. Stop by or shop online at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
Doc Stewart's Baseball here on The Score, brought to you by Dr. Alanson Randall, Family and Cosmetic Dentistry. Visit drrandall.com or call him at 541-378-6694. Withers, Martin, Anderson due up for the Doc Stewarts to begin the fourth inning. Trio of guys that'll be headed back to high school coming up next year to start things off for the Docs here in the fourth inning. Withers will foul off the first pitch. Starts off with the 0-1 count. Lights starting to come on, trying to take a little bit of effect here as the shadows are across the diamond now. It is no sun out there. Around on the inside pitch, Withers fouls off another one for strike two. You can see the sunshine still off in the distance on the hills. But here in the stadium, with the grandstands all around us, it has started to darken a bit out there. And we'll wait for the halogen lights to start filling up the field here at Bill Gray Legion Stadium. 1-2 pitch to Withers, low and outside, a 2-2 count. American flag is flapping around off in the distance as it's been a breezy afternoon in the Umpqua Basin. Continues to be so. 2-2 pitch, Withers. He swings and misses. Got fooled with the breaking ball, couldn't locate it there. Goes down with the strikeout. That's the second punch out in the game for Caden Richardson. He leads off the fourth inning with the strikeout there. Evan Martin will bat 0 for 1 in the game with a fly ball to center field. He'll take outside, ball one. Doc Stewart's Baseball also brought to you by Flyaway Travel. You can book your travel plans with their travel experts. Give them a call at 672-5701. 2-0 count. Just got back from a trip to Central Oregon on Saturday. Took off Friday, came back on Sunday morning before we headed to Eugene for that doubleheader. Is outside, 3-0 count. Visiting with family out there. It was very nice and enjoyable out in Central Oregon. It was warm, but not quite as warm as it was here in the Valley, so that was nice. 3-0 pitch from Richardson. He does work it in for a strike at the knees. Cade Johnson throwing in the bullpen for the Doc Stewarts. I expected him to be the starter for game two, but I'm not sure if they just didn't want to get him out there as a starter for this series or what. But pop fly right side. Foul territory up against the fence, out of play. Aiden Hazen runs out of room. That'll be strike two for Evan Martin, who will head back to the dish with a full count coming up. Cade Johnson just getting loose. He's been playing out there defensively, so you've got to think his arm is at least warm and loose, but start getting into pitcher's mode a bit for him. 3-2 to Martin. Fouls off another one to stay alive. Doc Stewart's with a little bit of more enthusiasm here in the nightcap after losing in game one 10-1. Docs gave up a crooked number in the top of the second. After leading 1-0, they gave up 3 runs in the second to the Challengers and never threatened again as they ball off the end of the bat. Rolls to first base. The first baseman flips it with the glove. Aiden Hazen will get it to Caden Richardson for the putout. There's 2 away. Martin went diving in head first, couldn't beat the flip to the bag. Hazen out there smothered the baseball, knocked it down, stayed with it in foul territory, got it in the leather, and from the webbing, he just flipped it to Richardson on the bag for the putout. High and inside, ball one to Logan Anderson, who stands in with 2 outs and nobody on. Docs in front 2-0, 1 in the first, 1 in the third. Logan Anderson takes for a 2-0 count. Caden Richardson, his 4th inning of work here. Misses high and inside. 3 balls, no strikes for Anderson. Richardson has not walked anybody, but he has hit 1 batter. The 3-0 pitch. Anderson trying to time it up. Takes strike 1. Two away, nobody on base. Logan Anderson trying to get a 2-out rally going. He'll draw a 2-out walk. Anderson gets on base for the first time here in game 2. Jace Johnson struck out looking the first time back in the 2nd inning. Looks to the dugout for the signal from the coaches. We'll be working on updating all of our player interviews. As a pickoff throw to first base, Anderson back in safely. We'll be working on updating all of the player interviews that we've done throughout the season, making sure they're all up online for you guys to check out now that we've finished them all. Ground ball left side for Jace Johnson. Long throw to first. Got it there just in time. That was a bang play at first. Ooh, I wish we had the ESPN cameras for that one. That ball, man, that would have been one where if it's Major League Baseball, they're saying, put on the headphones. We want to challenge that. Bang play at first. Jace Johnson out for the final out here in the 4th. Doc Stewart's get 1 runner on, but can't do anything with it. No runs, no hits, no errors. The 1 left on. It is still 2-0. Doc's in front of the Challengers on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
Brook Communications radio stations have joined forces with the News Review and Lotus Web Services, announcing the Lotus Media Group, a multimedia enterprise. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen with Lotus Media Group, LLC.
Tristan Ledbetter out there for his 5th inning of work. A leadoff single for Tyler Michael. Goes opposite field. Michael, a sac bunt, his first time up this time. Sends one out to right field to Cade Johnson. A single to start things in the 5th inning for the Challengers, and that snaps a streak of 9 straight batters retired by Tristan Ledbetter. So 1 on with nobody out. Easton McDonald will bat. Struck out swinging in the 2nd. He does square to bunt, pops it up foul towards the on-deck circle for the Doc Stewarts. Oh, 0-1 count for the 9-hitter. Top of the order waits on deck. Squaring to bunt again, and he will offer. McDonald cannot connect on the breaking ball, and now he's got an 0-2 count. Ledbetter will deliver. We would love to see a ground ball for Avery or Anderson here to try and turn 2 up the middle. The 0-2 pitch high and away. And a balk is called. Apparently he didn't come set, I'm guessing, just based on the kind of language I was seeing there from the umpire. It looks like, I think they say that Ledbetter didn't come fully set before he delivered home. The 1-2 pitch is fouled off. Actually, I think that's the 0-2 pitch is what I think, because I don't think that last pitch would count. They called the balk. See what the umpire tells us here. Oh, no, he says 1-2, so we'll stick with it. Now the field umpire's coming out. I think they want to clarify on the count, on whether it's an 0-2 count. The pitch was high and outside on the one that was called for a box, so they are trying to clarify the count here. So it's going to be, I believe, an 0-2 count. Yeah, 0-2. McDonald at the plate now with a man at second base after that balk call. Breaking ball. Now it's 1-2. Tristan Ledbetter trying to hang on to this 2-0 lead for the Doc Stewarts. Man in scoring position with nobody out for the challengers. Easton McDonald, the 1-2 pitch, carries outside. He's got the 2-2. Regular season finale for the Doc Stewarts here. Their final home game of the season. Sad to say goodbye to Champion Car Wash Field. Very much enjoy doing games here. 2-2. That ball popped up on the infield. Withers will call for it. He makes the catch. Ledbetter wisely realizes someone's got to cover third just in case. The runner back to second base, Tyler Michael there with one out. One away. It'll go back to the top of the order for Adam Elliott.
Now batting Adam Elliott.
Elliott walked in the first inning. He is 0 for 1 with a fly ball out to center field. Stands in with a man at second base and one out. Ledbetter's first pitch, fastball outside. Lights starting to take some effect here at Champion Car Wash Field, as the sun has set. A 1-0 pitch, breaking ball for a called strike. Cade Johnson was warming up in the bullpen. He's out in right field right now. Could be ready if a pitching change is needed at some point. A 1-1 pitch, belted towards left field. Sebastian Watson's going to take that on the one hop. He'll throw it in, and that's a one-out single for Adam Elliott. Sebastian Watson made the decision quickly that he was going to try to play that one off the hop instead of trying to race in to see if he could sell out to get to that baseball while it was in the air. Hung up there a bit, and you could see it in the body language for Watson that he was just going to play the safe play there and make sure that he fielded it cleanly and didn't allow any extra bases, got the ball back in quickly. Brock Johnson will bat. He squares to bunt. He'll take high for a 1-0 count. Johnson is 0 for 2 in the ball game. Sac fly could do the trick to get a run on the board for the challengers here in the top of the fifth inning. Squaring to bunt, pushes it, and fouls it into the netting behind home. Trying to go first base side there for Johnson. With runners on the corners, Evan Martin is holding on the runner at first, so it'll be tough for him to cover at the plate. A strike across, the breaking ball hits the outside corner. A 1-2 count with one away. Runners on the corners. Ledbetter trying to pitch through another jam here. Slide steps in. His breaking ball is high. Didn't get the release he wanted. Indicated by him doing some hand motions after he let that one go, saying, this is what I wanted to do, but I didn't quite get that done. 2-2 pitch. He's looking for the payoff here, or a ground ball to turn two. The 2-2 runner going. A ground ball too short. They're only going to get one out of this one, and the Docs will get an out. The challengers will get a run. The runner going really broke up the opportunity for a double play, plus that ball off the bat for Brock Johnson. Not hit hard at all. He got jammed and just was able to force it towards shortstop, where Brooks Avery fields and throws to first for the second out. Adam Elliott makes his way to second. It's an RBI ground out for Brock Johnson. Tyler Michaels scores. It's 2-1 here in the top of the fifth. 1-0 count to start for Peyton Tyner. 1 for 2 in game 2. Ledbetter's 1-0 is high. And here comes Coach A.J. Doolittle. He's going to head out to the mound for a conversation here. out there to have a conversation with Ledbetter late in game 2 of our doubleheader. Doc Stewart's leading 2-1. Challengers on the board for the first time here in the top of the 5th. Doc Stewarts have had a ton of close ball games, have been a bit of an Achilles heel for the Doc Stewarts this season. And I think just when the moment gets big and the pressure gets on, they may not have as much experience as some teams in being successful in those moments. And so they are trying to work on that. They were able to do it in game 1 of their doubleheader at Eugene yesterday. Hoping to see that confidence continue to build here in game 2 as they hold on to a 2-1 lead. There's 2 outs. Docs need 1 more to finish off the top of the 5th. Doolittle will head back to the dugout. Ledbetter still on the mound. A 2-0 count here against Peyton Tyner. The lefty takes low and inside. Peyton Tyner, third-team All-State outfielder for Marist High School. Will be a senior coming up this next year. Waits on a 3-0 pitch. And a balk is called against Ledbetter again. His second here in the 5th. And that's the 3rd balk call in tonight's ball game. 1 for the Challengers and 2 for the Doc Stewarts. A 3-0 delivery coming up for Ledbetter. He'll work the fastball in for a strike. Two away, 3-1 pitch coming up here for Peyton Tyner. Now the game-tying run at third. Strike 2 called at the top of the zone. Tyner thought it was going to be ball 4. He was ready to head to first. Ledbetter, big moment here, trying to get the Docs through the top of the 5th with the lead intact. A 3-2 count with 2 away and a runner at third. Ledbetter's 3-2 pitch fouled away. Look out, somebody's automobile might be in danger out there. Full count will remain. Ledbetter out of the stretch, kicks and fires. Ground ball, chopped it towards second base. Logan Anderson throws to first as if he was toying with the runner. Anderson just trotting that direction, gets rid of it late, and will retire Peyton Tyner and keep the Doc Stewarts in front. 2-1 our score as we go to the bottom of the 5th. 1 run on 2 hits. No Doc Stewart errors, and 1 man left on base for the Challengers. Bottom of the 5th on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
At Douglas County Farmers Co-op, we want your four-legged friends to be healthy and happy. That's why we stock a carefully curated selection of pet, equine, and livestock supplies. From the premium foods your pets crave to grooming and show supplies that help you shine in the show ring, you'll find it at Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Our knowledgeable staff are here to help with those tough pet and livestock care questions. Stop by or shop at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
In baseball, home plate is always 60 feet, 6 inches from the mound. But in life, sometimes your home plate needs to move. If you're planning to move, contact BTB Moving for help. BTB Moving is a labor-only company offering statewide services such as packing and unpacking, loading and unloading, piano moving, cleaning services, and 24-hour emergency services. BTB Moving is an affordable veteran-owned company. Call 541-315-0122 for help with your next move. BTB Moving for all your moving needs.
Caden Richardson still on the mound for the Emerald Challengers as he will face the Doc Stewart's 8-9-1 hitters to start the 5th inning. Neither side with a pitching change yet, but all pitching changes are brought to you by Chris Hubbard, State Farm Insurance. Knox Hubbard will stand in 0 for 1 here in Game 2. Doc Stewart's Baseball brought to you by Barnes Heating and Cooling, your complete energy company. Visit barnesheatingandcooling.com or give them a call at 541-459-1545. Knox taking strike 1 to lead off his at-bat, his second attempt against Richardson. He'll take outside for a 1-1 count. They have put on the full-on shift for Knox here. 3 infielders on the right side of the diamond. Shortstop Brock Johnson on the second base side of the bag out there as a couple hoppers goes to the dugout for the challengers and barehanded by a coach out there. 1-2 count for Hubbard. The lone man on the left side of the diamond is Eli Christ, the third baseman. Hubbard, 1-2 pitch. Takes outside. Two count. Knox trying to lead off the 5th inning with a base hit. Fouls off one back to the park behind us. We are here in the bottom of the 5th. Docs hanging on to a 2-1 advantage after the challengers get a run on the board in the top of the 5th. Knox Hubbard, 2-2 delivery, takes outside for a full count. Docs trying to end the regular season with a victory. The 3-2 pitch. Strike 3 taken on the inside corner. Hubbard goes down looking against Richardson. Third strikeout
The next batter, number 2, Sebastian
for
Watson.
Caden Richardson in the contest against the Docs. Sebastian Watson will step in and will wrap up the second time through the lineup for the Doc Stewarts. Tonight's game brought to you by Roseburg Honda. Buying a car can be a hassle, but at Roseburg Honda, it's different. Customer satisfaction is their highest priority. Visit Roseburg Honda, where they treat you like family, because they are family. Breaking ball, strike 1 for Richardson. Watson got on with a hit by pitch in the 3rd inning, moved to second on a balk, and then would score on a single by Brooks Avery to give the Docs a 2-0 lead at the time. Low and outside, called for strike 2. Bottom of the zone there for Watson. He needed a moment. He steps out and will dig back in as Richardson works out of the stretch to the 0-2 pitch. Strike 3 called. 3 straight pitches. Watson goes down looking. And I think Sebastian Watson had some
The next batter, number 5,
disagreements
Brooks
on
Avery.
the strike zone in that last at-bat. Different opinions on the calls there. Brooks Avery bats with 2 outs. He'll take outside for ball 1. 1-0 delivery for Caden Richardson. Takes a breaking ball for strike 1. One count. Avery skies one right side. Looks like it'll stay on the infield. The second baseman, Easton McDonald, will call for it and makes the grab. And the Doc Stewarts go down quietly in the 5th inning. A pair of strikeouts for Caden Richardson. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on. Doc Stewart's trying to cling to that 1-run lead. Tristan Ledbetter will try to keep it as we go to the top of the 6th on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
To us, pizza the way it ought to be isn't just our slogan. It's our promise and our passion to give you the best dining experience and the best tasting pizza you expect. For over 40 years, we've been making pizza the way it ought to be. Handmade with the freshest and finest ingredients. Our dough is made fresh daily, and we use 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings edge to edge. There's pizza, and then there's Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be.
My wife and I moved to Oregon to raise a family, set our roots, and to have a lot of fun outdoors. We quickly realized that we needed a truck or a rig for the projects that we were doing in our backyard. When we were looking to find a place to finance our truck, we asked our patients, and everyone recommended Cascade Community Credit Union. It was so easy to work with Cascade. Everything was done via email, phone, and we didn't even need to go in. I can't wait to finish up the projects in the backyard, go on more adventures in our truck with our boys, and I look forward to working with Cascade again in the future.
First batter from the Challengers to lead off the top of the 6th inning, number 9, Caden Starr.
Top of the 6th, late stages of the regular season finale for the Roseburg Doc Stewarts. Caden Starr, the DH, cleanup batter, hits for a 3rd time, goes right side. Ledbetter covers at first. Safe. They say Ledbetter wasn't on the bag at first. Ledbetter tiptoeing his way to the bag. Apparently didn't get his foot down in time, and Coach Eric Savage is going to come out and ask for a review of this call. Savage out there talking with the field umpire. Evan Martin fielding that one, throwing to Ledbetter, but the call is Ledbetter didn't get his foot down in time on the bag. Savage is still out there, I think, wondering whether or not they're going to make a pitching change here. He's going to head back to the dugout. So the call is going to stand safe at first for Caden Starr. And the Challengers will have the leadoff man on base.
Now batting Eli Chris.
And so a leadoff single there for Starr, I guess, just beat out the throw. Eli Christ will take a strike. 0 for 1 on the day for him. He did have a walk back in the first. The 0-1 pitch missing high, 1-1 count. Docs Baseball brought to you by Pepsi and Bigfoot Beverages of Roseburg. Pick up a delicious, refreshing Pepsi today. 1-1 breaking ball misses high for Ledbetter. And Ledbetter might be getting towards the end of his line here in this game. Docs do have Evan Corbin up and throwing in the bullpen. He may just be a defensive replacement coming in if needed. 2-1 in for a called strike. Kind of wondering if Johnson goes to the mound, what changes they make to move things around. A 2-2 pitch, fouled away, and therefore the catch in the dugout, Coach Savage. 2-2 count. Nobody out with one on. Ledbetter delivers a 2-2 pitch. Ground ball towards Anderson. Flips to Avery. Relay back to Martin. Double play. Four, 6-3, twin killing off the bat of Eli Christ. And the Doc Stewarts will clear the bases after the controversial call at first. Docs get the defense behind Tristan Ledbetter, who is now 1 out away from getting through the top of the 6th inning. 2-1 lead for the Doc Stewarts. Nate Cook will bat. He belts one out to right field. Drifting back, Cade Johnson has a read, and the Docs will get through the top of the 6th. A little bit of defense helping out Tristan Ledbetter, who keeps the Challengers off the board. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left on base. It's 2-1 going to the bottom of the 6th here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
Bottom of the 6th inning, Docs Baseball leading 2-1. It's brought to you by Abby's Legendary Pizza, a legendary pizza tradition. Doc Stewart's got an RBI single out of Brooks Avery in the 3rd. That's the difference in the ball game. All RBIs are brought to you by BTB Moving. They provide the labor services for your moving needs. They're veteran-owned, affordable, dependable, efficient, and careful. Senior and veteran discounts are available. You can book now at 541-315-0122 or find them on Facebook at BTB Moving. Carson Dunn 1 for 2 in the ball game. Scored in the first inning on an interference call. He will step in, takes a breaking ball from Caden Richardson for strike 1. Richardson out there for his 6th inning of work, trying to keep it a 1-run ball game. Doc Stewart's leading 2-1. Scored in the first, scored in the third. The Challengers got a run in the 5th. Another strike taken by Dunn. It's an 0-2 count. Richardson been filling up the strike zone as of lately. Had back-to-back strikeouts to start things off in the 5th inning against the Docs. 0-2 count. Swung at a breaking ball in the dirt. Picked up by Cook. He'll launch it down to first for the out. 5 strikeouts in the ball game now for Caden Richardson.
The next batter, number
1 out, Cade Johnson will bat. Cade Johnson had a single back in the first. Docs had 2 hits in the first, 1 hit in the third, and haven't had anything since. Cade Johnson grounds one third base side. It'll be played by the third baseman, Christ. He'll send it to first in time. 2 down. So Caden Richardson trying to make quick work of the Docs here in the bottom of the 6th and hang on to this 1-run deficit and see what happens in the 7th. Daniel Withers will bat. He is 0 for 2 in the contest after going 3 for 3 with 3 doubles in game 1. He hits a line drive. That'll get down the line into the corner in left field. Withers takes a turn at first, but he'll put on the brakes. They might be figuring some things out for him. They play him a little bit more appropriately in the corner outfield position. And Daniel Withers gets his first hit in game 2. That's his 3rd hit on the night. He is now 4 for 6 in today's twin bill. He gets a 2-out single to put a runner on for the Doc Stewarts. Evan Martin will bat. He's 0 for 2, but his 3rd time to the plate against Caden Richardson. The first pitch, he hits one, gets through up the middle. Martin will get his first hit. Docs with a 2-out rally, back-to-back singles. And Logan Anderson, who's been a dynamite hitter for the Doc Stewarts this season, but is looking for his first hit in today's doubleheader. Anderson will stand in, and it kind of feels like this 6th inning, 3rd time through the lineup, some of these Docs hitters are starting to see things a little bit better against Caden Richardson. Anderson walked his last time up. He'll bat with runners at first and second. A 2-out base knock here could get the Docs another insurance run on the board. Anderson waits on the first pitch from Richardson. Breaking ball misses outside. Bottom of the 6th inning, Doc Stewart's leading 2-1 against the Challengers, trying to get 2 against the Area 4 champions here in 2023. Split the 4-game series. The 1-0. Anderson out in front on the breaking ball, just got a piece of it with the end of the bat. Let's go ahead and pause real quick. Station identification. This is Doc Stewart's Baseball here on The Score. A breaking ball carries in above the head for Logan Anderson, who ducks out of the way. Haven't noticed any activity in the bullpen for the Challengers tonight, but I haven't been paying as close attention that direction, it feels like. 2-1 pitch for Logan Anderson. Outside, 3-1 count. The Challengers have been really good with their pitching staff. This is just the 4th pitcher used by the Challengers in this 4-game series. Their starter has gone the entire game in every game so far. 3-1 pitch for Richardson against Anderson. Hitters count. He hits a line drive into left field. Withers makes his way to third. They're going to put the brakes on there, and the 2-out rally continues. 3 straight hits for the Doc Stewarts out of the middle of their lineup. Anderson got around on that 3-1 pitch, and he hits a laser to left field between short and third. It'll bring up Jace Johnson, who's 0 for 2, and if the trend continues, that's a good spot to be as he comes up to bat here in the 6th. And here comes a visit for pitching coach John Goldagger. He will head out to the mound No activity in the bullpen as of right now either. So for the Challengers. So either they've got a guy that's warmed up ready to go, or they are not planning on making a change anytime soon for Caden Richardson. 2-1 count, or 2-1 score in the bottom of the 6th inning. Doc Stewart's with the bases loaded and 2 outs. Lights starting to take effect here at Champion Car Wash Field as we play into the evening. Jace Johnson will try to come through with a big hit for the Doc Stewarts. See if they can add some insurance going into the 7th inning. Final from Medford. The Mustangs, they took care of business against Grants Pass. The Mustangs win all 4 against the Nuggets, and the final score in Game 2 was... If my phone will catch up to my brain. 7-1, the final score. Medford sweeping that series as the Nuggets will go winless in league play this year. So Medford clinches that number 2 spot in the league standings and the number 1 seed. And it does exactly what they needed to here today and in that final series against the Nuggets. 1-0 count to start for Jace Johnson. Doc Stewart, so they know where they'll be, and I don't know if the team knows yet, but we know. And this game, though, they want to end the regular season with a split against the Challengers, something that no team in Area 4 was able to do. Jace Johnson, a 1-1 count. Taking a strike on the outside corner. Bases loaded. Daniel Withers at third with 2 outs. Breaking ball hits the inside corner against Johnson. And Jace, with a 1-2 count, steps out, needs to gather himself. We'll head back to the batter's box with a 1-2 pitch coming from Caden Richardson. Bases loaded, 2 away, bottom of the 6th. Pitch outside, gets away. Withers heading to the plate. The throw offline, and Withers will score. And it doesn't always take a base hit to put the pressure on a team. A pitch gets by Nate Cook at the plate. Pass ball lets Daniel Withers score. And Evan Martin moves to third. Logan Anderson goes to second. Runners at second and third. A 2-2 pitch for Jace Johnson. And the Docs looking to add more. They lead it 3-1. Johnson swings and misses on the breaking ball for strike 3. But the Docs do get 1 on a pass ball. And they will take a 2-run lead to the 7th inning. It is 3-1 after the Docs score 1 run on 3 hits. There were no errors for the Challengers and 2 men left on base. We go to the 7th in the regular season finale for your Roseburg Dr. Stewarts here on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Doc Stewarts will make a move to the bullpen. It's brought to you by Chris Hubbard State Farm Insurance. Visit chrisinsures.com for a quote today or give him a call at 541-672-3301. Cade Johnson on the mound will face the 7-8-9 hitters as he fires in a first pitch strike 1 to Aiden Hazen. As we begin the top of the 7th, Docs leading 3-1 over the Challengers. 0-1 pitch from Johnson, missing low. So Cade Johnson moves in from right field to take over on the mound. I believe they put Cole Collins out in right field. There's a swing and a miss by Hazen. He's got a 1-2 count. Infield looks the same. Still Knox Hubbard behind the plate. That's Watson in left, Dunn in center. So I think it's Cole Collins in right field. There's a pitch inside. At the dish, Aiden Hazen kind of trying to somewhat spin out of the way, but also see if he can just stick the hips out there a little bit, see if that'll get him. It did not. A 2-2 pitch from Johnson. That ball high and inside, out of the reach of Knox Hubbard, and hit off the leather of his glove. I almost thought that might have hit Aiden Hazen with the sound of that leather off of the glove there for Knox Hubbard, but it just got by him. 3-2 pitch with nobody out to the leadoff man here in the 7th, fouled away by Hazen. Hazen is 1 for 2 in the game, the 7-hitter in the lineup for the Challengers, who trail by 2. 3-2 pitch, grounded foul, stays a 3-2 count. So Cade Johnson comes in for Tristan Ledbetter. Ledbetter looking to get the win. Johnson comes out in a save situation. 3-2 pitch out of Cade. And he will issue a walk to start things off. That brings the game-tying run to the plate. Aiden Hazen battled his way with 2 strikes and able to find a way on base. They'll bring in a new runner at first base for the Challengers. Running at first will be Dylan Butler out of Willamette High School, graduating in 2022. Redshirted at Umpqua Community College this last year. He'll take over at first base.
And the next batter for the Challengers, number 12,
That brings up Tyler Michael. The right fielder is 1 for 1 in the game with a sac bunt and a single to right field. He scored a run in the 5th, the only run of the game for the Challengers here in the nightcap. Michael waits, takes low for ball 1 from Cade Johnson. Johnson coming in out of the bullpen. Cade Johnson making his 8th appearance this season. He's pitched 35 1/3 innings, has a 4-0 record with a 1.02 ERA. His 1-0 pitch, check swing, runner going for second. The throw down to Anderson, got him! It was a delayed break by Butler leaving first, and the throw to second, they had to wait for the middle infielders who didn't see it coming. But Knox Hubbard, a good throw down there to Logan Anderson, who applies the tag as Butler goes sliding in, and they get the bases empty. The first out, a big swing and a miss on the 1-1 pitch, disappearing on Michael, and he's got 2 strikes against him. 1 ball, 2 strikes with 1 out, nobody on. Top of the 7th, a 3-1 lead for the Doc Stewarts. The 1-2, swung on and missed, strikeout for Cade Johnson. It's brought to you by Mountain Mike's Pizza. 2 away, and the Docs need 1 more to earn a split against the Emerald Challengers. Tonight's game has been brought to you by Colorcraft. They're a paint store, not a paint department. Time called by Knox Hubbard. They'll reset. Easton McDonald, the left-handed batter, will dig in. He's 0 for 2 in this game. Squares to bunt, will take high and away. The 1-0 pitch coming up for Cade Johnson. Nobody on, 2 down, bounces in. Docs baseball this season has also been brought to you by Evergreen Family Medicine. Their new facility in Sutherland is now open, so check them out below the golf course with state-of-the-art family medicine, urgent care, and lab services. 2-0 count for Cade Johnson against the lefty McDonald. And there's now a 3-0 count. Top of the order waits on deck. Cade Johnson working out of the stretch with nobody on. His 3-0 pitch, ball 4. Well, 2 outs and a little bit of momentum there. Not the way you wanted to see that at-bat go, and that's going to prompt a visit out there from A.J. Doolittle, the pitching coach for the Doc Stewarts. Doc Stewarts trying to wrap up the season on a victory. They would put them at 9-7 in league play if they can do it. With Medford winning twice today, they finish out with an 11-5 overall record. Doc Stewart's would be at 9-7 in league in third place. Much better than last year, though, when the Doc Stewarts did not win a game in the 3-team Area 4 league. It was kind of silly last year. Only had the 3 teams, and so you got a lot of games against everybody else. And that's a lot of games to play against each other. And the Doc Stewarts last year knew they were getting into the state tournament, so I think some games they may not have played it as competitively as you would have if you had to play your way in. But the Doc Stewarts last year didn't win a league game. Much better this year. Adam Elliott at the plate with 2 outs and a man at first. Takes the first pitch from Cade Johnson for strike 1. Elliott is 1 for 2 in the game with a walk and a single. He represents the game-tying run at first base. Easton McDonald would need to score first. 2 away, the 0-1 pitch. Another breaking ball in for a strike. And Cade Johnson with an 0-2 count against the leadoff man, Adam Elliott, needing 1 more to finish off a win to finish off the regular season. 0-2 pitch coming up. Johnson sets, kicks and fires. Check swing, he went around. The throw down to first base by Knox Hubbard is there, and the Docs win. Your Doc Stewarts will do what no team in Area 4 managed to do all season. They take 2 against the challengers, and they will finish out the 2023 regular season with a victory. The Doc Stewarts get a win and are now 18-15-1 on the year. They're 9-7 in league play to finish things out, and the challengers are 46-6 on the season, 13-3 in league play. The challengers lost a game against Klamath Falls at home. They had not lost on the road in league play. They swept Medford, but the Doc Stewarts able to split the series against the challengers to finish out the regular season. A big win there for the Docs to bounce back here in Game 2 of the doubleheader, and now they get ready for the postseason, where the Doc Stewarts will face the Sherwood Post 56 Lobos in a must-win play-in game coming up on Friday at 1 o'clock. We'll talk more about the postseason as we wrap up Game 2 of tonight's doubleheader with the Neal Company Real Estate postgame show coming up after this break on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Remember the good old days? When you didn't have to make an appointment or wait in line for an hour just to talk to your teller. When businesses were local and gave back to the community. At Cascade Community Credit Union, there are some things will never change. We're the only credit union or bank headquartered in Douglas County, and making our members a priority has always been our priority. For easy and simplified banking, visit CCCU. No appointment, just come on in.
Deciding where to purchase your next vehicle is just as important as the vehicle itself. At Roseburg Honda, our seasoned staff is dedicated to matching you with the right car. From sales to service, our goal is to make sure all of your needs are met, and you leave our dealership feeling good every time you visit. No need to waste your valuable time driving up and down the freeway when the ultimate car buying experience is right here at home. Roseburg Honda. We treat you like family.
For over 100 years, Douglas County Farmers Co-op has been serving the needs of farmers, ranchers, and homeowners throughout Southern Oregon. Here, everyone is welcome. When you shop with us, you can expect good people, good products, and good advice. No membership needed. Just bring yourself, and we'll provide the expertise and products you need to tackle your next project. Douglas County Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop.
To us, pizza the way it ought to be isn't just our slogan. It's our promise and our passion to give you the best dining experience and the best tasting pizza you expect. For over 40 years, we've been making pizza the way it ought to be, handmade with the freshest and finest ingredients. Our dough is made fresh daily, and we use 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings edge to edge. There's pizza, and then there's Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be.
Successful companies have a very important...
Welcome to the Neal Company Real Estate post-game show as the Doc Stewarts get a win against the Emerald Challengers in Game 2 of tonight's doubleheader, as they will split the 4-game series, each team taking 2 wins in the matchup, and the Doc Stewarts finishing out the 2023 regular season with a victory, hopefully building some momentum for the upcoming postseason run. Final numbers in this one: 1 run on 5 hits, no errors, and 6 men left on base for the Challengers. For the Doc Stewarts, 3 runs on 6 hits, no errors, and 4 men left on base. Tristan Ledbetter will pick up the win, pitching 6 innings. He improves to 3-3 on the season. Taking the loss is Caden Richardson, who pitches 6 innings and will suffer the loss for the Challengers. Getting a save in this one, his first of the season, Cade Johnson will get the save in that opportunity as he pitches a scoreless 7th inning. Doc Stewart's got 1 run in the first, another run in the third. The Challengers got a run in the 5th inning to make it a 1-run ball game. Docs would get it back in the bottom of the 6th inning to make it back to a 2-run lead, and they would hold off the Challengers in the 7th inning. Despite the fact they got a runner on base twice in that 7th inning, Doc Stewart's able to get a little bit of help from the defense, a runner caught stealing, and they were able to finish it out as Cade Johnson strikes out 2 in the 7th to get the Docs the victory. Again, the final score 3-1. Doc Stewart's improved to 18-15-1 on the season. Now they will finish out the league season 9-7. The Challengers finish out the, or actually they don't finish the regular season. They got 1 league non-league game left to go. They are 46-6 on the year. They finish out league play though 13-3. Challengers are your Area 4 champions in 2023. Medford finishes second at 11-5. Doc Stewart's finished third at 9-7. Klamath Falls is fourth at 7-9, and Grants Pass finishes out the league season at 0-16 in 5th place. We'll take a look at more of the numbers from this one after a break, and we will come back with more of your Neal Company Real Estate postgame show. Since 1977, their team works to provide the most efficient and effective property management and real estate services. Find available properties and rentals at nealco.com. Back after this break on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Successful companies have a very important secret. Good advertising works and makes them money. That's why your business should contact Lotus Media Group. Let us help you cash in with multimedia advertising. Multiple touches from Douglas County's only Google certified partner and most effective advertising platform. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen. LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
Deciding where to purchase your next vehicle is just as important as the vehicle itself. At Roseburg Honda, our seasoned staff is dedicated to matching you with the right car. From sales to service, our goal is to make sure all of your needs are met, and you leave our dealership feeling good every time you visit. No need to waste your valuable time driving up and down the freeway when the ultimate car buying experience is right here at home. Roseburg Honda. We treat you like family.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool. On the field. Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah!
Be great.
Participate! Brook Communications radio stations have joined forces with a news review and Lotus Web Services, announcing the Lotus Media Group, a multimedia enterprise. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen with LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
Game 2 in the books, the regular season in the books, and the Roseburg Dr. Stewarts victorious in the final game of the regular season, and will get to carry that momentum into the upcoming postseason. Doc Stewart's a 3-1 win on top of the visiting Emerald Challengers, and now it's on to the postseason. So we will see where things take us from here. Docs, we know they'll play against the Sherwood Lobos on Friday in a play-in game. That is a 1 o'clock start time for that one. We'll kind of cover more of that here in just a moment. Let's recap this one, though. Starting pitcher Tristan Ledbetter goes 6 innings, gives up 1 run on 5 hits, 2 walks, and 5 strikeouts, as he picks up his 3rd win and goes 3-3 in the regular season. Cade Johnson picks up his first save of the year, pitching a scoreless 7th inning. No runs, no hits, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts. Caden Richardson will take the loss. He gives up 3 runs on 6 hits over 6 innings, 1 walk, 6 strikeouts, and 1 hit batter, as he will suffer the loss there. I can't imagine that would be more than his first or second loss on the season. Only 6 losses total for the Challengers, and 2 of them come against the Doc Stewarts. So many of their pitchers had not suffered a loss throughout this season leading into this series. For the Challengers offensively, 1 for 3 for Adam Elliott at the top of the order. Brock Johnson goes 0 for 3, but did have an RBI and a ground out. Peyton Tyner 1 for 3 with a single. Caden Starr 1 for 3 in the matchup with a single in the 6th. Aiden Hazen goes 1 for 2, a single and a walk. Tyler Michael goes 1 for 2 with a run scored. And that is all that they wrote for the Challengers offensively here tonight. Brooks Avery goes 1 for 3 with an RBI single. Carson Dunn 1 for 3 with a run scored. Cade Johnson 1 for 3 with a single. Daniel Withers goes 1 for 3, finishes with 4 hits in the doubleheader as he scored a run here in Game 2 on a pass ball. Evan Martin goes 1 for 3 with a single in the 6th. Logan Anderson 1 for 2 with a walk and a single. And Sebastian Watson scored a run after getting hit by a pitch. He would come around to score in the 3rd inning as the Doc Stewarts would stretch their lead to 2-0 at the time. So the Doc Stewarts get the win to finish out on a positive note tonight here at Champion Car Wash Field. The Challengers will be the host team in the state tournament coming up, and we'll take a look at the field real quickly as we wrap things up with the Neal Company Real Estate postgame show after a quick 1.5-minute break here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Deciding where to purchase your next vehicle is just as important as the vehicle itself. At Roseburg Honda, our seasoned staff is dedicated to matching you with the right car. From sales to service, our goal is to make sure all of your needs are met, and you leave our dealership feeling good every time you visit. No need to waste your valuable time driving up and down the freeway when the ultimate car buying experience is right here at home. Roseburg Honda. We treat you like family.
Find everything you need to enjoy the outdoors at home or on the road at Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Our garden center has what you need to create an oasis at home, from patio furniture to plants and everything in between. And whether you're barbecuing at home or tailgating at the game, we stock the best products from Yeti, Traeger, and Weber. Stop by or shop online at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
Well, we wrap up the regular season with our final segment of the Neal Company Real Estate Postgame Show. Check out available properties and rentals at nealco.com. So the state tournament will get started. The official first day of the state tournament will be Saturday, July 22nd. And then the 5-day tournament will continue from there. But the first day of the postseason, all of the games being played in Eugene, will be on Friday with the play-in round. 4 play-in games starting at 10 a.m., starting with Klamath Falls and the Salem Whitnell Dodgers. Then the Doc Stewarts will play at 1 o'clock against the Sherwood Post 56 Lobos. At the 4 o'clock game will be Hillsboro against either Corvallis or the Canyon Crushers. And then in the 7 o'clock game, it'll be the Hillsdale Merchants against either Corvallis or the Canyon Crushers. So it's pretty much the field looks to be set here. Medford gets in as the number 1 seed out of Area 4. And from Area 2, the Portland Barbers will be in the 10 o'clock game on Saturday to start out the first round of the tournament. And the second game of the day will be the 1 o'clock game. Doc Stewarts are hoping they'll be in that one after winning in the play-in round. They would play at 1 o'clock in the first round if they win against the Area 3 champions, the Mid-Valley Southpaws. The 4 o'clock game will be Medford against against the winner from the play-in round. And then at 7 o'clock, the challengers will be in the final game of the day, and they'll wait to find out their opponent as well. So that's kind of a look at the postseason picture. We'll definitely lay it all out for you online at 541radio.com so you can stay up to date with what the Doc Stewarts have going forward and what's going on with American Legion Baseball at the AAA level. Don't forget, it's not just the Doc Stewarts. The Dr. Randall's Crowns are heading to Redmond to take on LeGrand in the first round of the Single A state tournament, hosted by Redmond. They'll take on LeGrand at 2 o'clock on Wednesday. Kenny Sherman will be there for coverage of that one. You can find that on DouglasCountySportsOnline.com. Good luck to the Randalls, and good luck to Kenny out there making the trek out there for the broadcast of those games. That should be fun, and we'll all be following closely in that one. Good way to finish out the regular season for the Doc Stewarts, a 3-1 win on top of the Emerald Challengers. And now we look forward to seeing what they can do in the postseason. We'll be there to cover it for you as the postseason rolls along. Want to say thanks to the Cow Creek Tribe for sponsoring our video coverage of Doc Stewart's baseball throughout the season, as well as all of our sponsors for Doc's baseball this summer. At least one more game left to go, hopefully a few more than that, as we see where the postseason takes us. All right, we're going to wrap it up there with the Neal Company Real Estate Postgame Show. Want to say thanks to the Emerald Challengers for making the trek down here, and another fun couple of ball games between the Docs and the Challengers here today after what we had yesterday. Want to say thanks to head coach Eric Savage, and really want to say thanks to the entire Roseburg American Legion baseball program. There's a lot that goes into putting this program together and making it successful for not only the Docs but the Crowns, for the Bottle Caps, and for the Loggers. It's a big endeavor and a lot of people that make it possible. So thanks to all of the Roseburg American Legion for helping put on a successful baseball season during the summer. Want to say thanks to Brenton Cranford and Braden Studebaker back in the studio for the radio production here tonight. Thanks to Angela Keyran for help with the video production. And as always, a thanks to you, the fan, for tuning in for tonight's broadcast, because, of course, without you, I'm just a guy sitting here talking to myself. I'm Joey Keyran. We'll talk to you on Friday when the Doc Stewarts play in the play-in round of the state postseason, as they will head to Eugene and Sweet Johnson Stadium to take on the Sherwood Post 56 Lobos. Game time is set right now for 1 o'clock, which means we'll have pregame coverage starting at 12:45. Catch the action streaming with video online at 541radio.com and right here on Douglas County's home for sports, The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.